And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gym in the Crypto, episode 547. Today is Tuesday, February 18th, and I'm King here to bridge the gap between community and crypto Monday through Friday. In today's top stories, Binance Cloud to allow users to launch a crypto exchange within 5 days. U.S. presidential contender Michael Bloomberg proposes clear regulatory framework for crypto. Coinbase wants 25% of your crypto staking reward, and Peter Schiff concedes Bitcoin is profitable but will not concede as money. But first and foremost, of course, let's go ahead and look at these prices on the day. Prices on the day. There it is. Boom. All right, coming in hot. Bitcoin $10,015, up 3.52%. Again, what we just talked about yesterday. A small 3.5% gain brought us from 9,600 to over 10,000. So that's what I mean. Less than 5% gain. You've seen still that big swing in the dollar value of it. Ethereum's at $282.67, up 9%. Ripple's back at 29 cents, up 4.81%. Bitcoin Cash is at $419, up 4.34%. Litecoin's at $75, up 4%. And EOS is at $4.58, up 4.85%. So a lot of things in the green today. A lot of things are looking good. Top story of the day, Binance Cloud to allow users to launch a crypto exchange within 5 days. Yes, Binance hinted about a week or two ago that they had some big surprise that are unrolling with the Binance Cloud. It looks like it is officially out. Binance's newly released Binance Cloud platform might be somewhat different than what crypto industry experts expect the new feature to be. That's what this article is saying. It looks like CZ came out with this new infrastructure for launching a crypto exchange where, according to this announcement, Binance Cloud will serve as an all-in-one infrastructure platform for customers and partners to launch digital asset exchanges based on Binance's industry-leading technology, security, liquidity, as well as custodial services. The solution also supports dashboard for managing funds, multilingual functionality, as well as a range of trading pairs and coin listings. Wow. Shout out to Binance if this works. I mean, this is pretty cool. Again, it looks like this new cloud solution will provide users with the method of setting up a crypto platform in their local markets, including crypto spot market and futures trading, as well as local bank API integrations and peer-to-peer exchange services from fiat to crypto, the announcement notes. In the future, it looks like Binance Cloud also plans to add features like staking, over-the-counter trading services, as well as token issuance with initial exchange offering platform. I'm assuming with the initial exchange offering platform. This is pretty cool, and I'm glad they put that in there because my first question would be like, Binance is about to give competition to themselves by doing this. I wonder how this works if you use their cloud platform. What's the percentage that they receive back from your fees, or how do they make their money off the back end of this? And one of the ways they could do it is by promoting the sale of initial exchange offerings, IEOs. We talked about that, and that could be another like little mini boom in this in the whole crypto cycle of things, where we start seeing people create exchanges on Binance Cloud left and right, and some of them become successful, and then people start selling these exchanges. You got to remember, not every exchange needs to go for 300 million like Poloniex did, right? Or with some value of some of these other exchanges. You can create an exchange, get some low volume on it, and if it's attractive to an investor, especially some of the investors who aren't a part of organizations that might just be onesies and twosies here and there. Hey, me and my buddy have, $400,000. Like, what can we buy with this? Well, if you can create an exchange off this platform, you can sell it for $400,000. You can sell it for $250,000. $700,000. I would take that. It doesn't need to be the whole 300 million. So this looks pretty cool. Where again, CZ are saying that Binance Cloud will allow, will allow users to launch an exchange within 3 to 5 days. So you talking about making some quick flips and just creating exchanges and selling them back out. This might be the way to do it. Again, CZ outlined that the new service will particularly target people in the regions that are not yet covered by Binance. CZ said that Binance Cloud will allow those people to run their own exchanges in local markets that are far from Binance, both fiscally and also culturally or just knowledge-wise, quote, to date. Again, They're definitely covering, as he said, the areas that they don't already have Binance in. So this may be a way, as I said, to not only start an exchange in those remote areas, those areas where they haven't reached, but also, as they're saying, since they're not, they're not the same fiscally or culturally, this also might be a way for Binance to get in the market, like say New York City, where the regulations are high, the fees are high. Well, you can put one of these cloud exchanges there, and then if they do successful, then great. If they don't do successful, or regulators come after them, or anything negative comes their way, you can just literally cut it off, shut it down without it touching your primary company. So I think that's a pretty cool play by Binance. Again, that Binance Cloud would allow any partner to launch an exchange within 3 to 5 days in case if other preparations are already in order. According to the original announcement, the first major digital asset exchange fully powered by Binance Cloud will launch in early March 2020. So next month, we're looking at 2 to 3 weeks. We might see the first exchange from Binance Cloud. And again, this is pretty cool. Again, quote from CZ said, Binance Cloud is a product suite previously missing from the market. We are eager to share the quality experience of Binance through different brands, communities, and global markets. We want to enable more of our partners to access crypto so that other people can do this together with us in enabling people to access crypto. So the concept behind Binance Cloud is that we want to provide a platform where other people can help us enable access to crypto. So that's really the idea behind it. Again, very cool idea. This will be launching again another 2 or 3 weeks. They said early March. And I can't wait to see how the first exchange operates. Does it open with any volume? Does it actually works? Where are the fees for Binance on the back end? I want to know how this Binance Cloud works. And is it for the everyday retail person? Or as he said, you have to have some things in order. Is it still, for those organizations with banking licenses and all that type of stuff as well? So definitely going to be keeping a lookout on this. But again, shout out to Binance. Another win in their win column. What's going on, Leroy Forbes, Donald Muhammad, Wired Spark, Sergeant Crypto? Yes, smash that like and share, people. Wired Spark said that's a novel approach. That's a novel approach to somewhat decentralization. I was thinking the same thing. It's not full decentralization, but this is a way for things to be decentralized. If you do launch Binance Cloud, of course, if it's not all connected to the same thing, right? The same server, which I'm sure is not, but you launch Binance Cloud. While these are all a bunch of centralized exchanges that people will end up owning, all these different Binance Clouds, at the end of the day, if there's enough of them, it would kind of decentralize it in a way of, again, healthy competition where, hey, there's 100 centralized exchanges, but there's also 100 of them as well. So it's one of those things where you don't have to be stuck with just the same 2 or 3 exchanges as we had been. And then, again, for the regulation side, for the regulators, this could also be a good thing because if they decide to go after these little satellite clouds, Binance Cloud exchanges, and try to over-regulate them, then it looks like they'll be playing whack-a-mole. They'll literally just be knocking one down as a new person creates a new one. So I'm sure, again, after that first one pops out, we'll see everything we need to see, at least in the early stages, as far as how the government's going to look at it, how regulators are going to try to regulate it, and then, of course, how much they're going to owe back to Uncle Binance for allowing them to use that service. So we'll see. Wirespark said, if this takes off, especially in New York, they'll probably call them pirate exchanges. I believe it. This is an interesting story. U.S. presidential contender Michael Bloomberg proposes clear regulatory framework for crypto. That is right. He heard me yesterday where I said, if you're over 60, you didn't need to be in office. He was like, hold on now, youngin. He was like, look, I know what I'm doing over here when it comes to money. All right, Michael Bloomberg, I see you, billionaire presidential candidate. It looks like he's proposed creating a regulatory framework for cryptocurrencies and a new financial regulatory plan. It looks like he's being quoted by saying cryptocurrencies have become an asset class worth hundreds of billions of dollars, yet regulatory oversight remains fragmented and undeveloped. For all the promise of the blockchain, Bitcoin, and initial coin offerings, there's also plenty of hype, fraud, and criminal activity, the full proposal says. However, it also states there for startups and for the regulatory sandbox for startups, they want to create a clear regulatory framework for cryptocurrency. So his plan recommends clarifying which agencies are responsible for overseeing the space, creating a framework to clarify when tokens are securities, quote, protecting consumers from cryptocurrency-related fraud, clarifying the tax regime, and defining the requirements for financial institutions in the space. So I would say this is pretty cool to see at the presidential level. Again, it being talked about as the elections are beginning to go on, the campaign trails beginning to go along underway or whatever. But I'm kind of leery of this. Again, it's one of those things where, you know, even if he does provide a clear regulatory framework, would it be in favor of crypto? That's not, you know, they're not saying that. They're just saying, hey, we're going to have rules and guidelines when we come for this space. They're not saying that these rules and guidelines will enhance the space, right, or enhance innovation. And I think that's an important thing because you have to remember, Bloomberg is a billionaire, right? He's a multi-billionaire, and I just don't see a multi-billionaire sitting in the presidential office saying, hey, let me go ahead and promote this new technology that not only devalues our national currency, which he at that point will be in charge of, but also devalues my personal net worth. And again, I don't see him having the keys to that type of freedom and saying, oh, I'm going to do the right thing. We won't overregulate this thing. No, I think it'll be the exact opposite. You're messing with this nation's money and you're messing with my personal wealth. Oh, we are about to overregulate this thing into the ground. So again, just because he said he'll provide it doesn't mean it will be actually good. But I think it's good that he at least brought it up in the conversation. Again, only one of two people to do. I know Andrew Yang did it. And now you have Michael Bloomberg talking about it as well. So pretty cool to see. Grant Roger was going on and said Binance probably won't let you run a cloud exchange without the proper regulation in place. Yeah, I'm assuming that's what they were talking about, as they alluded to, as long as you have everything ready or everything in place. They're probably like, do you already have a compliance officer, a banking license, a lawyer? So I'm with you, Grant. That's why I said I would like to see how it actually works. Can the mom and pop pick up the software and begin to use it? Or it's not even software, the cloud, log on to the cloud and use it? Or is it something that will only be for those people with banking licenses and the likes? What's going on, Madam Crypto? Donald Muhammad said it's Bloomberg, bro. You already know what it is. Exactly, it's Bloomberg. It's Bloomberg. But I will say, when it comes to mainstream adoption and stuff, it's kind of good, but it's good in a way that he's even talking about it at this level, right? But if he were to come out and try to do this clear regulatory framework, it would be good for adoption. It'll just be bad for the space, more than likely. All right, Coinbase is back at it again. If you've never heard that song, Coinbase wants 25% of your crypto staking reward. I love this sign. It says caution, high fees ahead. And this is on Mickey.com. It's an Australian site, looks like. But yeah, it looks like U.S. crypto exchange Coinbase, who has a reputation for some of the highest fees in the industry, has recently confirmed that it plans to charge a large whack for Tesla's staking commissions. Now, of course, Tesla just had a 30% pump. I think is back on the downside of that already. And it's funny, Draper said that people will flood back to Teslas. If you remember, Teslas was going through it with their CEO and the basically the head of the foundation, because the country which they were located in, which off the top of my head, I think was it, somebody help me out, was it Sweden, or it was somewhere in that area, I remember, that region. But it was a Norwegian or something company. So of course, Teslas went through it. Their founders went through it with the foundation head because their country said in order for them to have this ICO to be carried out, which was carried out, and I forgot they made hundreds of millions of dollars. In order for that all to be legal, they had to have a separate person that had the foundation. They found somebody. They had a falling out, and that project stalled. And of course, billionaire Draper was involved in that project. So everybody was looking at him like, hey, what's going to happen next? He said this happens with projects oftentimes, no worries. He was going to hold tight. And it looks like it's been paying off. And since then, Coinbase has also, of course, added Tezos as their one of their proof of stake tokens, right? Offering staking for some of its customers. The exchange also provided an educational section for users to earn certain coins enlisted in exchange for watching videos about them. Again, this all sounded great, as the article points out, until it was revealed that Coinbase wants a 25% commission on Tesla's staking rewards. The fee structure has been updated to include the following statement. If you stake assets with us, your reward will be determined by the protocols of the applicable network. Coinbase will distribute this reward to you after receipt by Coinbase, minus a 25% commission. So this is crazy, right? And a lot of people, of course, are going crazy. You can see Charles at Crypto Charles tweet, LMAO at Coinbase charging people 25% to bake their tezies. I saw a couple other funny tweets here and there. But everybody basically was just clowning Coinbase, as they always do. Yeah, Coinbase is for you basic bees. If you want to stake, do it right, says Crypto King. Some funny type of things. Coinbase is the Apple of crypto. It's like Coinbase wants to go out of business with this type of crypto robbery. All this is true. But what I will say about this, even though the fees are high, yes, Coinbase is only for beginners. It's also looking to be the Apple of crypto, I guess, so it will have those high fees. But last but not least, I understand it. If they're going to be hosting the platform as something you can do on your own, which, by the way, you can do on your own, then they can charge what they want, right? And in this case, depending on how much you're able to make, I think that's what Coinbase is really going off of. They're saying, hey, you guys can make X, Y, and Z, like obscene amounts of money doing this. So we're going to charge you obscene amounts of money. So I get that. We did it in the bull run. Other companies did it where it's like, hey, the information we're giving you or the work we're doing with you, we know how much you're going to make. Like, you're not about to make a couple $100 doing this. You're going to make a few $1,000s at a minimum with some of the different work we've done. So sometimes because of that, it's like, yeah, we're definitely going to charge you a lot more. That percentage is going to get higher. And while it may look obscene on the surface, you say, well, you charge me 25%. Are you crazy? It's like, yeah, but there's no other market you can come in and make this amount of money. So Coinbase, I'm assuming, is saying, hey, and this is only me assuming. I haven't read the terms of use or everything, but knowing how Coinbase works with the staking, they're probably going to give you some type of security on it. Like, hey, if you get hacked or whatever, up to this point, we'll cover it type of deal. Of course, we have our custodial services. We have our own in-house security. We're providing you the platform. So they're providing you all this stuff, and they're saying all you have to do is buy the Teslas and leave it on their platform, right? So they're kind of right. Like, if you do it, the market goes up, Teslas go up. You can make a lot of money in a short amount of time. So that fee structure, while it may be high and unfair, for some people, they might be okay with it because they was like, well, I made $10,000 staking. I got to give them 25%, but I would have never made the $10,000 staking it anyway, especially on my own if I'm not technically savvy enough to do it. So is it an obscene amount? Yes. Is it fair? Kind of. I mean, that definitely can be debatable on that one. So something to take a look at. And last but not least, Peter Schiff. Listen, I need to, that's what I had in my notes. I need to message him. I saw him on Facebook. He was responding to people yesterday all over Facebook. Listen, it was hilarious. Peter Schiff was clapping back at people in the comment section. Looks like Peter Schiff concedes Bitcoin is profitable, but won't succeed as money. That is right. Gold bug, Peter Schiff. Also, Bitcoin skeptic has admitted that holding cryptocurrency is profitable, but claims it will never compete with fiat currency. Now, it's funny because Peter Schiff, a fierce longtime Bitcoin critic, all of a sudden is saying, well, of course you can make money with it, but it won't compete with fiat. And it's really one of those things where at first you said it was nothing and it was dead. Now you're saying you can make money with it. It's just like everything else. Give him another 5 years and he'll be saying, all right, Bitcoin's the future. I've just been pulling you guys' leg. He's going to pull the old McAfee trick. Oh, I was just kidding. You guys really believe me? I've always been involved in crypto. So it looks like he said, quote, I can see that anyone who bought Bitcoin 10 years ago and sells it today will make a lot of money, he wrote. But I never said the price of Bitcoin could not rise. I only said that Bitcoin would never succeed as money. Nothing that has happened over the past 10 years has proven me wrong. Now, again, he made these comments on Facebook as well. And that's where I saw him at. I saw people in the comment section was just trying to jump down his throat. And I give it to Peter Schiff. He's pretty quick on his feet. He has some funny responses for a lot of people. And I truly appreciate those whenever somebody in his position can just speak their mind and say, hey, forget you. Come see me about what I said. And that's basically what he was doing. He was just talking smack to people. Like, I never said this, or I told you that, or whatever. Like, prove me wrong or something. So great comments. I'm glad to see that he's actually involved in the discussion, even though I don't agree with everything he's saying. And as one person actually pointed out to him yesterday again on Facebook, they're like, I thought you will want Bitcoin to see with gold, to see fiat go down, knowing the history of it. And he kind of was like, yeah, kind of whatever, but, forget Bitcoin still. So, again, shout out to Peter Schiff. He's still one of our longtime dinos of the day here. But at least he's now conceding that Bitcoin is profitable, even though it won't succeed as money. It's hilarious. Again, I'm going to actually try to hit him up on Facebook. His comments yesterday had me laughing. And I think he'd be pretty entertaining if we can get him on the show. What's going on, Dexter Hand Sr.? Chats are decentralized. Long time no see. I don't know why anybody listens to him either. Crypto and culture. What's up? What's up? What's up? Other than that, people, it was a short show today as always. Thanks for watching. Make sure you smash that like and share. And I will see you all tomorrow with some more crypto news. Cheers.